It is 6:30 p.m. and I call to order, let me turn on my mic. It is 6:30 p.m. and I call to order the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting for Tuesday, April 21st, 2026. We do have a quorum present. The next item of business is approval of minutes.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Rick.
Second.
Second by Ainsley. You may vote now. Motion carries 6 with 1 absence. Next item of business is a public hearing for consideration of a special use permit for an accessory structure on approximately .4132 acre lot, legally described as Lot 7, Block A, Highview Addition, located at 528 DeGan Avenue, zoned single-family residential R7.5, as requested by Larry Seeley, the property owner. Case number 26-04-7 SUP.
Good evening, Commissioners. So tonight we're going to be talking about this property, 528 DeGan Avenue. And so what the applicant would like to do with this property is take an existing structure and replace it with a new structure, kind of a one-for-one situation. But there's a reason why we need an SUP for this, and that's because it's not meeting some of our supplemental standards in the Unified Development Code, and those are going to be requiring that the accessory structure matches the primary building, which this would not. This structure would be metal. And then also that there's only a certain amount allowed in this residential area, which is 2, and this would exceed that. The addition of this structure and a carport would technically put it at 4 additional structures instead of 2. And the applicant would like to make a metal structure due to weather concerns. As they've stated in their narrative memo, it's no longer functional. It was built in 1962 and is at the end of its lifespan, and so he'd like to replace it with something more durable. And we have sent a notice out to everyone within a 200-foot radius, I believe, and we've received letters of support from the neighbors to the north and to the south. Staff does recommend that you approve this, and if you have any questions, I'm here, and so is the applicant.
Thank you. Questions, Commissioners? Questions, Commissioners? There are no questions from the Commissioners, so I will open the public hearing. Anyone who wishes to come forward and speak, we'd love to hear from you. State your name and your address, please. Having no one come forward, I will close the public hearing. Thank you, Mr. Seeley, for being here for our questions, if we had any. And at this point, I will entertain a motion, Commissioners.
Motion to recommend approval of the special use permit as presented.
Motion by Joshua.
Second.
Second by Ainsley. You may vote now. Motion carries 6 with 1 absent.
Commissioners, this item will appear on the May 18th City Council agenda for a second and final public hearing.
Thank you. Thank you. At this point, we're ready for announcements. Any announcements? Since there are none, we'll move along, and I will entertain a motion to.
I think Fashil.
No, I was going to say we are taking this weekend to go celebrate with Richard as he becomes an FAICP fellow. So we'll have a celebration up in Detroit with him this weekend at the National APA conference.
I had forgotten that was coming up.
Congratulations, Richard.
That's wonderful news. Thank you for adding that. I will also add this is Colorpalooza weekend, so it will be a nice weekend in Old Town. With that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by Joshua, second by Jack. You may vote now. We are adjourned.
Nika's going to Detroit this weekend.